Golly, that's good. I cracked myself up. I still haven't found my first Blanton's.
That's different. I really like that.
They're like together, like peas and carrots. That's funny. Sometimes accidents are good things. Peychaud's or Pechaud's or Pechaud.
This is not what I expected.
And we are here. We are live. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Yes.
Look at what he brought. A little bit different look tonight. We try to do something different because I've tried to do it like on the corner of the table a bunch of times and we don't really fit in the frame very well.
Yeah.
It's like we got to sit on top of each other and that's never any fun.
No.
So, so this is Jeff. We call him Titch. And I'm KC. They call me KC. All right, so I've given Jeff Titch a challenge. And the challenge is to help me figure out how to do Bourbcast Bingo. We're going to start doing a little contest called Bourbcast Bingo. And you can help. You can be a part of this. Dennis is watching. Hey, Denny, how are you? So you can be a part of this and help us figure this out. Basically, somebody said this a while back that you could have a drinking game out of the little things that I do each and every week. So we're thinking maybe there's a way for me to interact with you just a little bit better by playing Bourbcast Bingo. So there are a few things that I wrote down that, like, if I put my glasses on, that could be a bingo space. If I take my glasses off because I want to make a point, that could be a bingo space. Right?
Yes. But they only get one for each of those, right? Because you take your glasses on and off a lot.
That's right. That's right. So that's one square. And it would probably take a while to fill up a card, depending on how randomized and how many different one, because there's 25 spots on a bingo card.
You're going to need to go back and watch a couple and like really nitpick
little
things you don't do a lot of.
I'm going to have to be really, really picky. When I say elegant ice sphere, when I say caramel, if you have a degree, when I deviate to tell a non-related story, like last week when I went way off the reservation. Then, of course, you have your free shot in the center. If I make a cocktail, that would be one. Multiple bottles, which is not necessarily the case tonight. If I'm on location somewhere else, because this year we've been invited to some places and we're going to get out of the house. If I have a guest.
Hi.
If I taste something and I hate it, which happens occasionally.
SoCo.
Which one?
Southern Comfort.
Oh. Or if I taste something and I love it. Like the Maker's 46 I had, the cask strength last week. So yeah, Larry's watching, Lester's watching. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. All right, so I need a list. I need like 100 different things that I do that would possibly make it onto Bourbcast Bingo. I only have 25 listed, but I need a lot more. So if you think of something that I do regularly, that if it was a drinking game, you'd take a shot, or maybe even something that you haven't seen me do very often. You know, that'd make it even harder, which would be more fun. But that's something to think about.
I got one you actually have never done before, I don't think, on this.
What?
A blind taste test.
I did do a blind.
Did you?
I did it with Joe Carter and the guys from the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society.
I must have missed that one then.
Yeah, no, I had never done a blind before. They put me through it. What is this?
That's your blind taste test this evening.
Oh, am I doing that before this or after that?
Whenever you want. I suggest before, probably.
Before?
Yeah.
You know it's going to taint my palate for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we can do it after. I mean, you run the show. I'm just here.
Let's do it after.
With alcohol.
You brought this. You open this.
Oh, gosh.
Because I hate that wax crap. So I'll let you get the sticky stuff all over your fingers.
You just have to be smarter than the bottle.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's not a toothpick.
Not a toothpick. Not a tumor. So we're not doing ice tonight.
Ooh.
Huh?
It smells very...
It's his bottle. I'm going to let him pour because you know me. I'll go overboard.
I don't care.
I'll be a big old swig. Chris is watching. Hey, Chris. How are you, sir? Glad you're with us. Knob Creek 18. Now, let's get into this while it sits. Let's see. This is from Beam Suntory. This is made at Jim Beam. The release date on this bottle is October of 2022. Age is 18 years. It was put out there as a commemorative, I guess, bottle celebrating 30 years for Knob Creek. Knob Creek, of course, is one of 4 that are in the small batch, which would be Basil Hayden.
Yes.
Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, Baker's, which I really enjoy. Baker's the 7-year. Now it's always single barrel. And of course, the Booker's on top of it all. Denny, bourbon cocktail of the week. I could start doing a bourbon cocktail of the week.
I think he was talking about a bingo square.
Bingo square?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'd probably have to, if I was going to do one of them, Denny, I'd definitely have to include the Kentucky Mule that you helped me get one time when we were down in Louisville. That was a really, really good drink. More good than I thought it would be. It was really tasty. Anyway, Booker's.
Yes.
So what I didn't know, and I had to do a little bit of research to find this out, but they are all different mash bills. I thought that everything that they did was the same mash bill like Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. So Basil Hayden is 80 proof. Estimated mash bill, it's undisclosed, but they say it's probably going to be 63% corn, 27% rye, 10% malted barley. They say aged at least 4 years. So 63% corn versus Baker's, which is 77% corn, 13% rye, which is lower rye than the Basil Hayden, and 10% malted barley, which is the same. Booker's, now they have different batches and different things, but the Boston batch was 126.5 proof, unfiltered. Yeah, that's a hot one. Undisclosed mash bill, but estimated to be 77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% malted barley, which is the same as the Baker's. This one,
I thought that was higher than
the
what I thought
knob,
it was.
has the same mash bill as Baker's and Booker's. So it's 77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% malted barley. But this goes for a pretty penny. We're not discussing the price because his wife might be watching.
Yeah, it's all right.
It went for $70.
Your nose just got a little bigger.
It doesn't need to get any bigger. I promise you. This 18-year release again celebrated the 30th anniversary of Knob Creek. Knob Creek has slowly been introducing higher age stated bourbons into the lineup. They brought back the 9-year age statement for Knob Creek, the regular one, and also for the single barrel releases. They put the 9 on there. Then they had the 12-year,
Which I love.
This probably is. I was going to say this is my favorite knob, but I don't think it is. Those single barrel cask strength releases are fantastic, and so is the barrel strength cask strength. The single barrel cask strength rise. Those are, but this is freaking awesome. Of the normal ones that have come out, the 12 is my favorite. And then, of course, there's the 15. So they went in 3-year increments. They're all 100 proof. So you got the 9-year, you got the 12-year, you got the 15-year, and then the 18-year, the commemorative year. All 100 proof. And it's kind of an interesting thing because you get to see what the same product is going to do the longer it ages. Mm-hmm. And there's another company that does that too, and I'm trying to remember who they are because we did a Bourbcast on it just recently. And it had to do with that very thing about how they start off with something and then it goes a little longer, and then it goes a little longer. Might have been Remus. Might have been Remus. Anyway, so
I could not tell you off the top of my head either.
I'd have to go back and look.
I don't know, but my best friend Google does.
Try to use some Google food.
Hey, let's not go off the deep end here.
See, I digress. That would be one of your bingo spaces. All right. Okay. So we're not. I mean, if you want to do water, I did bring the water. We're not doing ice because I didn't make any ice spheres. Didn't make any gorgeous ice spheres. That would be a drink. All right. Let's
cheers.
Let's do Lowe's little notion. Oh, Oh,
Wow.
okay. So what I'm getting right off the top is a really nice balanced oak.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a citrus, like an orange zest in there. That oak is so one of the things that I read tonight was that people like the 12 better than the 15 because the 15 didn't handle the extra oak as well, but the 18 handles it better than the 15 did. So by the nose, I'm going to tell you,
This might be dangerous.
this is quite nice. There's a slight brown sugar note. What are you picking out? There's caramel.
It's got like caramel.
Caramel if you have a degree. I'm gonna line them all up tonight like shots.
I told you it wasn't going to take long for someone to fill that.
I know.
Hey, don't you need to read something off there real quick?
I don't think I do. I think I got it all. Is there anything else that you're picking out?
That's some black pepper almost.
Ooh, it's way in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is going to be interesting.
Now I'm thinking of Michael McDonald. This is it. Okay.
And he digresses again.
Trent's watching. Hey, Trent. Knob Creek 18, buddy. All right. Damn.
Wow. That's spicy.
That's spicy. I'm feeling that all the way down. Okay. So strangely enough, the first thing I got on the palate was cigar tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
You got it too?
Yeah. Which makes me happy being a cigar smoker, you know.
I don't,
Yeah.
but I can appreciate the way it smells and the way it tastes, and I can appreciate it. I'm allergic to smoke, so I can't smoke it. But so that was the first thing I got off of that.
But a good cigar just smells so good.
Yeah,
And you know that scent.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love the smell of a cigar. I just can't smoke them myself. So do it all you want.
Well, now I know what I'm doing the next time I open this bottle.
Got to find one that's going to complement it. I'd be using your Google Foo.
What are we talking about? We got Port Royal literally right around the corner from my house.
Yeah, but you got to look up which one is going to go with it, and hopefully that cigar store will have it.
Yeah.
So that's, all right. Let's see what else we can get off of this.
Besides ethanol?
So it was orange on the nose and lemon on the palate.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, wait a minute. That was lemon.
I'm looking for other things. I'm looking for things like honey. I'm looking for...
I'm getting the caramel or caramel.
If you have a degree.
Or you're distinguished.
Just distinguished. If you're distinguished. I like that. I like that. Because you can be distinguished without a degree.
Yes.
Because you're old. I'm old. I can be distinguished.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I got reminded that I'm getting older today, too.
Are you even 30 yet?
I'm 34. I'll be 35 in May. No, I was actually...
I got you beat by 25 years. No, 21 years.
I'm sorry, Dad. I mean, Grandpa.
Yeah. I'd be about old enough to be your dad. How old's your dad?
What is he now? 60. Oh, gosh.
I'm not that old. I'm not in my 60s.
I got to do math.
I've got time.
69.
Really?
He'll be 69 in March.
Wow. So he waited a while with you.
No, I was a whoopsie.
Whoopsie during whoopee.
Yeah. No, I was adopted, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah. I was adopted when I was 5 days old because my mom was 17.
Huh.
So.
Your real mom was 17. Mm-hmm. Huh. My mother, see, while we're digressing, this would be a square on the bingo board. My mother had already had 4 kids and 2 husbands, and I was an oopsie as well. from a guy who said he was sterile. He was not sterile. But I was adopted at 4 months. So what else can we get off of this? Are you wanting to do a second pour? Because this, you don't want to use a lot of this. So do you want to put water in this one? Or do you want to pour?
Yeah, let's put a little water in this one.
Okay, all right.
I still need to get some of this water. I've been meaning to forever.
It's just filtered water out of the fridge.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's nothing special.
Yeah.
You don't have to get that limestone water. That's a gimmick.
Is it?
So they cook it down with the limestone water. But when it comes to proofing it down, they use reverse osmosis, just same as you do in your own house. So this comes out of a filter. It's not reverse osmosis, but it's darn close to it.
Oh,
so
don't worry, I got one of those built into my kitchen.
there you go. That's all you need. That's
Thank
what
you
I
to the
got.
previous owners.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't have to do all that stuff. You don't have to get that. That's gimmicky. There is one company that I checked out recently that does cut with limestone water, but it's got to be filtered first. They can't just. That's what they said they did, but I don't know. All right, anything different?
Yes. You're going to taste it right away. Your honey you're looking for? Mm-hmm. Like right away.
Mm-hmm. That's not all, though. I also got cinnamon.
I did.
Like a little bit of that cinnamon red hot candy. Bill's watching. Hey, Bill. Welcome.
That reminds me too much of Fireball.
I have never yet had Fireball.
Hold on. Let's see if we can't get that as a bingo square. I could probably get you to get some Fireball.
That's not going to be a bingo square.
I know.
I'm going to resist that brand for as long as I possibly can. Now, I will say I have had Fireball in a drink that somebody gave me that was a mixed drink, but I've never actually tasted Fireball.
Angry Orchard beer with a shot of Fireball in it.
I really don't want to.
It's actually pretty good. Tastes like a caramel apple or cinnamon apple.
You know, that's a funny thing. When I was doing retail, for the short amount of time I was doing retail, people would come in with all these different drinks. And they'd recommend me, you got to do this and put this in with this. And it tastes like a... I got that a lot. It's like, if I want a Dr. Pepper, I'll drink a Dr. Pepper. I don't understand the allure behind, well, if you do this and this and this, it tastes like a friend of mine was talking to me about the Hershey's beer.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible. It was nasty. But you put that with peanut butter whiskey, it tastes just like a peanut butter cup. No, it didn't. It tasted like a peanut butter cup that had been in the dumpster for a month and gone rancid and been pooped on by raccoons. Jeff is watching. Hey, Jeff, how are you? And James, we're getting a full house here tonight. I didn't even share it anywhere else. Thank you for watching. Knob Creek 18. We just put a little water in it. It did change a little bit.
Yeah.
Brought that proof down a lot because that bloom on it was quite healthy and it has nearly disappeared.
Yeah. So I've actually had this but one other time.
You have?
Yes.
I have not.
But I stopped into Bourbon Affair and was given a pour of it. But I just finished eating sushi and everything else, so my palate was screwed up. And I literally looked at Luke and went, "Did you just give me a scotch?"
Well, the oak in this, especially on water, does present itself almost scotch-like.
Yeah.
Without, of course, the peat, but the oak is definitely more pronounced. Bourbon Affair, for those of you that aren't from our area, that's in Findlay, Ohio. That's a really, really nice bourbon bar downtown. I go there semi-regularly. You go there a lot more than I do.
To the point where I get yelled at if I don't show up for like a month.
Well, and your wife goes with you, and she's starting to enjoy bourbon pours, which is nice, because when she was on the show, she didn't really care for it until what was it, Legion she tried?
Yes, and actually she loves that now. Yeah. Her Weller Special Reserve,
of course.
I think was a recommendation from you.
Yeah, I thought that she would like that. It's a soft wheat.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
The Duke that I brought in the last time we did a Bourbcast together.
I found about all of that.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that, I need to bring over the Founder's Reserve bottle that I found.
A Duke?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
Gee, I wonder why.
You know, I lied. That bloom is still there.
I'm not getting it as much.
It's not as much, but it's still there. It's still got some really nice heat to it. I only added about a half a milliliter.
I might have added a little more.
Yeah, it's still there. But the honey definitely came out, and that oak came out. You added a little more too. So that's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that.
Yes. Yeah, surprisingly, like you said you were looking for that honey. I took that sip and I was like, there it
Showed
is.
up on water
Hi.
for sure. Yeah, it's nice. And it's 100 proof, just like everything else that they do. 100 proof. It's amazing the difference that you get from 9-year to 12-year to 15-year to 18-year. Really a very, very nice bottle, and I'm envious that you got it, and I did not. So,
Well, I will keep an eye out.
Thank you. I hope you do, and thank you for sharing this
Yeah.
with me. Really do appreciate it. Now, you brought along a little challenge here. Let's move that over and we'll put it on your side because if not, I'll open it again, and I don't want to do that. All right. So, what do you
Why
want?
would I complain about that?
Well, because it's a hard to find bottle. It's not a cheap bottle, and I don't want to drink all your special bottle
You're
there.
not going to drink all of it.
Oh, I'll do my best. That's
This guy over here, about 3 drinks in, and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Oh, you don't give me enough credit. I've been practicing. All right. Okay, so what do you want me to know about this before I dive in? Anything?
I'll give you the proof.
Okay.
It's 110,
110, okay.
and it's from Kentucky.
That's nothing. All right. What'd you do? Night. Golly. Either you're stronger than you look, or there's some sugar content in this.
No, I just have really good grip strength.
Jeez.
Perks of being a pitcher in baseball and a goalie in hockey for many, many years.
That's spilling all over. It's not
Can't take him anywhere.
here. See if you poured any better than I did, because that was a mess. Oh, I should have had you pour mine. You're really good at that.
Yeah, see the little lip here? Put that at the top of the glass. That way anything that goes back, or by the time it starts coming out.
Yeah, you learn by my mistakes, which is fine. I'm one of your elders. You can learn by my mistakes.
I mean, I also learn by, drinking out of mason jars kind of too often sometimes.
That's something I have not done, drinking out of mason jars. Okay, so what is your goal here? What am I doing?
I want to see if you can guess who it is.
I will not be able to guess who this is.
Or, well, then we'll just get a flavor profile from you.
Okay.
I have had it.
I've had 190 whatever different bourbons over the last 2 years. So me being able to, by the way, I've got my Bourbcast now. I've scheduled out to number 250, which is almost to the end of 2025.
Oh, jeez.
So, and some of those are going to be out on location. So I'm really kind of excited about that. All right, so that's the end of that. All right. So 110. Okay, that's a sweeter pour. I'm going to guess it's a low rye. Do you know the mash on it?
I do not.
Okay.
It is a private barrel.
Well, that's not fair then. How am I going to guess a private barrel? Okay. The oak is present on this one as well. Boy. I knew this would mess me up. Having another one first. Tobacco notes on this one as well. I might be influenced by the Knob 18 because I'm getting pepper on it.
I got
there is a
pepper
sweet.
the original the first time I tried it.
Did you? Okay. So, but there is a sweet side. It's sweeter than that. It's sweeter than the 18. It's not a darker caramel. It's a lighter caramel. Or
Can I just fill out the card now?
yeah, bingo. All right. Yeah, definitely. It's a salted caramel.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a lot of that.
Maybe just a hint of milk chocolate.
I did not get that.
Try again. See if you find it.
back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's back there.
Like very, very faint.
It's almost Tootsie Roll. The more, do it again and see if you get it even stronger this time now that you've noticed it.
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. That's screaming at me now. Dang it. All right. Okay.
I love this.
Yeah, right. Okay, here we go. Mmm. That's got a dark side to it. On the palate, it was sweeter, but on the nose, it was sweeter, but on the palate, it's not.
No.
The flavors are stronger on the 18 than they are on this one. There's a dark fruit component, perhaps dates.
I'm not that old. I haven't had a date.
I haven't had a date in a while.
Neither have I.
Well, that's wrong. You date your wife, which you're supposed to do. That's why you take her to the Bourbon Affair. It's a date. Every time you go out, it's a date.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
Any guesses?
Hmm.
It's actually one of my favorite distilleries.
Gonna need a little bit more. It's not a Tennessee. It's not a Tennessee whiskey. It's not JD. It's not Dickel. You said it was Kentucky, and I heard you, but I'm knocking things out as I go along here.
Caramel is very, very present.
So is that dark fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little black cherry in there. Dates are definitely still in there. There's something.
That caramel and black cherry, I think, is why I really, really, really enjoy this one.
Okay, so if I didn't know it was 110 proof, I'd say this is might be Henry McKenna, because there's a very, very slight musty side to it,
Mm-hmm.
and Henry McKenna can very much be very, very slightly musty. So I'm going to ask if this is Heaven Hill Distillery.
No.
It is not.
No.
Shit. Okay.
This might be the first time I've seen you stumped.
Well, I told you.
I know.
I am not to the point yet where I can taste something and say that this is from here, this is from here, this is from here.
That tastes like Miller Lite.
Less filling. And there are, a million Kentucky distilleries? But I know that your preferences are small. Buffalo Trace is one that you like a lot. I don't know anything that they have that's 110 proof. The Blanton's isn't 110. The Taylor isn't 110.
No.
Most of their stuff is under 100. Buffalo, all that stuff is under 100. I'm feeling it right here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of makes your gums go numb a little bit.
Yeah. It's not rare breed because rare breed is hotter than that. So it's not wild turkey because if it was wild turkey, rare breed is the hottest. Everything else that they have is below 100 proof. The hottest is rare breed for them. So it's not wild turkey distillery. Let's go back to square one, shall we?
Funny voice or accent? No. Bingo square. Where's a
Remember it. I do a lot of voices, you're right.
We're aware. Donald Duck over here, everybody.
My name is Basta Diablo.
I don't know him. I'm going to take this and go. Kidding, I'm not that mean.
Got a tobacco note to it. It's really back there, even a little bit of leather maybe. So I've given you about as wide as of a flavor profile as I can. I'm going to tell you that I think it is a mid-level rye. It's not up to 18. If there's rye in it, it's going to be a lower rye, maybe 10 to 12%. You said you didn't know the mash bill, but I'm just throwing it out there. The sweetness of it, I'm going to say is maybe about a 65% corn. Hey Zach, how are you? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining. Malted barley, because of the fruit content, I'm going to say that's maybe a 10 to 12% on the malted barley. Could be 8, but I'm getting some significant fruit notes on it, which tells me it's a little bit higher than that. Dang, I missed it. You didn't miss anything, dude. We're right here. We're
Don't
right
worry.
here.
This will get opened again.
Tonight?
Yeah.
You got driving to do. He's got to go do hockey yet tonight. That's all right. It was a drunk ref that pulled you out of the game. You can be a drunk ref that pulled somebody else out of the game.
No, by the time I have to actually be there, I'll be fine.
You said what time? 10?
10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
We can eat something. I got food. Okay, thanks. Doing okay, thanks. So I'm glad you're doing well, sir. All right.
Are you ready for it?
No. I want to keep playing. Play with me.
It's on the Indiana side of the state. It's more southern of Indiana than Ohio.
Louisville.
I'll at least let you narrow that down.
Okay, so that opens it up. It's not Michter's. It's definitely not Michter's. It could be the Angel's Envy. No, it's not Angel's Envy. Could be Nulu. Not as complex as the Nulu I'm used to, and it's definitely not as sweet. But that's a possibility. It's not Old Forester. They don't have anything that's 110 proof that I am aware of, because the 1920 is 115. See, I do have some knowledge. It's not Michter's. It's not Angel's Envy. I don't think it's. We had that one, the coffee tasting one that was really interesting. The one that you brought.
Oh, yeah.
The single. What is it? Not a single barrel.
Yeah, that was a single.
Single?
Yeah, that was from the distillery.
Yeah. This isn't it.
Which was another one, kind of like this Knob 18 was right place, right time when I got that one. Hey, let me swing into the distillery of Angel's Envy after a NASCAR race. Hey, what's that?
That was Talladega, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of distilleries in Louisville. Is it Louisville? Mm-hmm. Okay. Notice I said it right. It's not Louisville.
No, it's Louisville.
Louisville. You got to swallow it.
Yeah. Louisville.
That's another thing. That's another one on the bingo card. You got to swallow it. Louisville. The way I say Louisville. That should be on the bingo card.
I mean, you say Louisville like a normal person.
Like a knowledgeable person. Like a distinguished person. All right. Give it up. What is it?
You're going to kick yourself.
Kick me.
Indiana Private Barrel from Angel's Envy.
No kidding. It has none of the notes of Angel's Envy at all. At all. This isn't even in the same family.
No.
Did you get this at the distillery?
No. I found this at a Kroger in Columbus, Indiana.
Wow. Golly. That's quite tasty.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing in common with this and Angel's Envy.
No.
Period. I didn't know they made anything like this. So it's not housed in port barrels at all.
I would have to double check the bottle. I think it's still the same. It just has the gold label on it. Let me see.
Do you taste any port in this?
I do not. But
And the single barrel we had didn't have any port in it either.
no.
That's quite nice. Joe's watching. Hey, Joe. I went through some Wild Turkey 101 over Christmas. Enjoyed it. Good, Zach. I've been buying a little bit more of that myself. If you get the opportunity, I don't know how you feel about rye, but the the Wild Turkey 101 rye, I was surprised at how much I liked it. It was quite fine. Did you figure it out? Is that it?
That is the bottle.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in port wine barrels. You could not have.
No, I don't taste it at all.
Yeah, no. This doesn't taste anything like that.
No.
Amazing.
The flavor profile off this was absolutely incredible.
So far off the mark of what's normal for Angel's Envy. Just amazing. All right. Well, I'm going to find what is up for next week.
You don't want to do another one of those?
I do want to do another one of those, but you got to drive.
You can do another one.
I can do another one?
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn it down. I will not turn it down. All right. So coming up next week, I should have looked at this ahead of time and I didn't do it. I'm sorry. So 250 is on February 13th, 2025. If I keep with the schedule that I have. Right now we have actual products out to June 20th of this year. And that doesn't include going out to some bars and things like that. So
how many of those are you going to be late starting for, though?
Very few. I got talking to you too long. Okay. Oh, so next week, Paul Smith is a viewer of the show, and I'm going to be tasting one of his favorites next week. That would be the New Riff Balboa Rye. Ooh. He has talked about this and talked about this and talked about this and talked about this. He loves the Balboa Rye, and that is where we are going next Thursday, 7 o'clock, right here live on Beautiful Bourbon.
I have had a New Riff Rye. I'm not sure which one it was.
They have a couple different ones. There's even
It was phenomenal, though.
Well, you might have had the Balboa because that's the one that everybody's talking about. I'll save you a sample.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing next week. So make sure you join us next week, 7 o'clock right here on Beautiful Bourbon. And thank you for watching. You could be doing anything else right now, but you're spending your time with us. And I really deeply appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to dig back into that Knob Creek 18 since he's offering. I will not turn that down. Ever.
Yes.
And
we know that. We know that.
I know. And we will see you next week. Take care.